Mother, tell your children not to walk my way.
Well, hello all, and welcome to another question and answer show with me, Truthslayer. As always, if you have something you would like me to answer as far as a question, or even something you'd like me to comment on in the world of professional wrestling, send it my way. If I like it, I will post it up here, and I will answer it as best I can. So, let's kind of get started here. I don't have very many this week. You guys kind of disappointed me. I didn't get a lot of good questions, but hey, what you gonna do? Hey, Truthslayer, who do you think the opponents for Mitsuharu Misawa will be when he comes down to ROH, and who would you like him to face in Philly and in New York City? Well, they already announced who he's going to face in Philly, and Philly's going to be the tag match. Usually when ROH brings in a guy like Misawa, what they do is they do a tag match and a singles match. The tag match is going to be Misawa and Kenta versus Morofuji and Morishima in Philly, so it'll be Noah guys. It looks like that's what they're going to do, is they're probably going to have Noah guys in these matches, which I know some fans aren't real happy about, but you know, I'm more happy about having Misawa in an ROH ring. I really don't care who he faces. If he faces one of the ROH regulars from Noah, I really don't mind. And it could be a big match. We'll have to wait and see as far as the New York one goes. So there you go. Let's see, if ROH had a national TV deal in the US and Canada along the lines of Raw in terms of promotion, do you think that the ROH mystique would still hold up? From what I read on here, ROH Beyond the Outstanding Wrestling is a draw because of the unpredictability of the angles. If ROH had a TV deal and thus dirt sheets reporters getting info on the angles before the actual programming airs, they really couldn't hide anything anymore. Thoughts? I would agree with that, except the fact that pretty much everyone knows about the angles already. I mean, going into the pay-per-view taping, everyone a week before, a week before the Manhattan show was saying that you would have the Briscoes versus Steen and Generico in a ladder match. So a lot of the stuff that happens in ROH isn't, most people know what's going on. The 161 angle is different in that most people don't know what the hell is going on, and we won't find out probably till the pay-per-view. But I think they'll still hold up. I think that most people that like Ring of Honor don't like Ring of Honor because of the unpredictability and seeing it, as far as live, as much as as they'll still turn in for the wrestling and still see how the angles play out on television, I think. So there you go. Truthslayer, did you enjoy the dudleyz, hardyz, and Edge and Christian feud in 2000, 2001? Yes, I did. I don't know anyone that didn't, to be honest. And do you think the WWE needs another tag team feud similar to this one? If so, what teams should it involve? I definitely think they need a better tag team division. Most definitely. I've been thinking about this for a while, and I was thinking about doing kind of a vid on this, but I can answer this here because I don't have a lot of questions this week, or this time around. Basically, what I would do is I would combine the Intercontinental and the U.S. Championship, put that on ECW, have like a three-way, between each brand, have a ladder match, and whichever brand walks away with both titles gets to take those titles to their brand. Have ECW win, let that be ECW's secondary title, and then let the tag team championships be the actual secondary titles for Raw and SmackDown. I think that would work better. I think you would be able to push guys. You could even push, you could have, again, main event tag teams, which I think is something that is sorely needed, not only in WWE, but in TNA as well. And, I think that would work, and I think you'd be able to spread the roster out a little better. That's just my opinion. I'm sure lots of other people have that sort of thing, but I definitely think they need another tag team feud like that. In my opinion, they've got so far away from tag team wrestling, which I think is so sad, because to me, tag team wrestling is where particularly younger talent learns to trade a lot better, and and I'm a big fan of tag team wrestling. So, why does some steel cage matches include pins and submissions as victory possibilities, and some not? I've seen WWE make steel cage matches with totally different rules. And what is your favorite steel cage match? Okay. Reason is because because back in the day, the WWE's rules were different than WCW's rules or NWA's rules. WWE's rules were the first guy out of the cage wins, where WCW and WA rules were you had the cage match to keep somebody within the cage, and basically you use the cage, bust a guy up, and it was supposed to be a brutal match similar to Hell in a Cell. Of course, Hell in a Cell is different from the rest of the WWE cage matches in that it's supposed you're supposed to end it in a pin or submission. That's the whole idea. You're supposed to beat the guy into a pummel to pummel him. Of course, then you have War Games, which is a totally different deal. But that's why. It's because you basically had two different types of steel cage matches, and the WWE still likes to use both of those depending on how they want to book it. So, there you go. Let's see here. Hey, recently WWE has been signing quite a bit of ROH talent. CM Punk, Colt Cabana, Matt Sydal. Obviously, WWE realizes the ROH talent. What do you think any bad could come of this, such as WWE eventually signing enough guys that a lot of the pure wrestling and fast-paced, high-flying ROH would be gone, or do you think the WWE is slowly signing these guys to bring ROH to WWE? Basically, this is what is, all the guys they've signed are talented guys. They became aware of Matt Sydal through Wrestling Society X, and as soon as Wrestling Society X went off the air, they wanted to sign Matt Sydal. Colt Cabana has been a guy a lot of people have wondered why he's not been in WWE before, because he seems like a perfect fit there. And CM Punk was just a guy that they were very high on, so they brought him in. WWE does this all the time. They did it with the ECW. Of course, they did it back in the day with WCW and the WA as well, just bringing in talent all the time. I definitely don't think they're going to buy ROH, as that seems like something Gabe is totally against, as being is keeping as far away from the WWE as possible. But they also don't want to tick off WWE because they want to have a good relationship with them. Same thing with TNA. So basically, it's more of I don't see them ever signing enough guys where the style will change, because there's a lot of guys in ROH the WWE just would not sign due to their style and numerous other factors as well. So, hey Truthslayer, just wondering if you could tell me where I can buy Pro Wrestling Noah DVDs. Can you even buy them? Yes, you can. You can either go to any of the kind of Japanese places that sell like bootleg Japanese DVDs. And also, you can go to ROHWrestling.com, and they sell the Noah DVDs there. Warning about those DVDs is they do have US, they do have English commentary, but it's horrible. It's horrible, horrible, horrible. Okay, if you can find somewhere that will, you can find the Japanese matches with the Japanese commentary, I would recommend getting that. But whatever. But I do, but I would say actually get the legit DVDs, even though the commentary is horrible, just to support Noah in that way, because the money is going to go to Noah. I read around that Jimmy Rave has been signed by TNA. Do you think that TNA would be able to use Jimmy Rave the right way, as in keeping him as a strong heel and being able to apply the fan hate to him? I would hope so. I really, I'm not a big fan of Jimmy Raves, but I do think the guy has somewhat of some talent. I must be honest, I don't see. He's one of those guys that TNA signs, and I kind of scratch my head, because I think they have guys in TNA already that could fit any role that Jimmy Rave already has. But Russo is apparently very big on Jimmy Rave. But I definitely they already have guys signed. So to me, that's just blowing money right away. I was wondering if you know if and when we will see wrestlers like Goldberg or Brock Lesnar or any of the other popular wrestlers back in the mainstream wrestling shows like WWE or TNA. Brock Lesnar, you might see eventually. WWE's been talking to him, TNA's been talking to him about bringing him back, but the whole MMA thing is probably going to keep him away from both of them. Goldberg, you'll probably never see back in a wrestling ring again, I would imagine. And since there really isn't a major competitor for the WWE, do you think it's time for the WWE to cut back the pay-per-views to 9 or 10 a year? This way it might make one great pay-per-views like SummerSlam mean more. I would agree totally with that. However, you're probably not going to see that. Reason being because the pay-per-views bring in so much money. Until the pay-per-views start costing WWE money, you're not going to see them do away with them. The same reason TNA is not doing away with all of their pay-per-views, even though maybe they are running too many as well. That's all for this one. Later all. Bye.